quest of the Draught. As Odin had mastered the runic lore and had tasted the waters of Mimir's fountain, he was already the wisest of the gods. But, learning of the power of the Draught of Inspiration, manufactured out of Kvasir's blood, he became very anxious to obtain possession of the magic fluid. With this purpose in view, he therefore donned his broad-brimmed hat, wrapped himself in his cloud-hued cloak, and journeyed off to Jotunheim. On his way to the giant's dwelling, he passed by a field where 9 ugly thralls were busy making hay. Odin paused for a moment, watching them at their work, and noticing that their scythes seemed very dull indeed, he proposed to whet them, an offer which the thralls eagerly accepted. Drawing a whetstone from his bosom, Odin proceeded to sharpen the 9 scythes, skillfully giving them such a keen edge that the thralls, delighted, begged that they might have the stone. With good-humored acquiescence, Odin tossed the whetstone over the wall, but as the 9 thralls simultaneously sprang forward to catch it, they wounded one another with their keen scythes. In anger at their respective carelessness, they now began to fight, and did not pause until they were all either mortally wounded or dead. Quite undismayed by this tragedy, Odin continued on his way, and shortly after came to the house of the giant Bragi, a brother of Suttung, who received him very hospitably. In the course of conversation, Bragi informed him that he was greatly embarrassed as it was harvest time, and all of his workmen had just been found dead in the hayfield. Odin, who on this occasion had given his name as Bulwark, or Evildoer, promptly offered his services to the giant, promising to accomplish as much work as the 9 thralls, and to labor diligently all the summer in exchange for 1 single draught of Suttung's magic mead when the busy season was ended. This bargain was immediately concluded, and Bragi's new servant, Bulwark, worked incessantly all the summer long, more than fulfilling his contract, and safely garnering all the grain before the autumn rains began to fall. When the first days of winter came, Bulwark presented himself before his master, claiming his reward, but Bragi hesitated and demurred, saying he dared not openly ask his brother Suttung for the draught of inspiration, but would try to obtain it by guile. Together, Bulwark and Bragi then proceeded to the mountain where Gunnlod dwelt, and as they could find no other mode of entering the secret cave, Odin produced his trusty auger called Radi, and bade the giant bore with all his might to make a hole through which he might crawl into the interior. Bragi silently obeyed, and after a few moments' work withdrew the tool, saying that he had pierced through the mountain, and that Odin would have no difficulty in slipping through. But the god, mistrusting this statement, merely blew into the hole, and when the dust and chips came flying into his face, he sternly bade Bragi resume his boring, and not attempt to deceive him again. The giant did as he was told, and when he withdrew his tool again, Odin ascertained that the hole was really finished. Changing himself into a snake, he wriggled through with such remarkable rapidity that he managed to elude the sharp auger, which Bragi treacherously thrust into the hole after him, intending to kill him. Radi's mouth I caused to make a space, and to gnaw the rock over and under me were the Jotun ways. Thus I my head did peril. Havamal, Thrope's translation. So that was The Quest of the Draught, the second section of Chapter 6 of Myths of the Norsemen by Helene A Guerber, Bragi. I will be working my way through this book section by section, and if there are any other public domain books that you would like for me to read, please leave a comment below. Did you enjoy this video? Then subscribe for more, and be sure to check me out on Facebook and Patreon. Thank you for listening, and have a lovely evening.